Welcome to Spill the Beans podcast, everyone. We're your spot for getting into the nitty-gritty of movies.
That's right.
And today, we're tackling the 2025 action thriller, Havoc. You know, the one with Tom Hardy?
Oh yeah, Gareth Evans directing. Big expectations there.
Definitely. So our mission today is to really unpack the plot and then see what some of the top critics are actually saying about it.
Okay, let's do it. So Havoc. It kicks off with what seems like, a pretty standard heist. You've got this crew, Charlie, Mia, Johnny, and Wes. They steal some washing machines. Simple enough, right?
Seems like it, but there's a catch.
Yeah, a big one. Hidden inside those machines, cocaine. A whole stash of it.
Okay, so not so simple. And that immediately puts them on the radar.
Exactly. Hot on their heels is a narcotics squad. Vincent, Hayes, Jake, and Cortez. A chase happens pretty quickly.
And it gets rough.
Oh yeah. Cortez ends up seriously wounded right off the bat, so the stakes are, immediately sky high.
Wow. Okay. And what about the thieves and the drugs?
Well, later that night, Charlie and Mia, they try to take the cocaine to Tsuri. He's the head of the local triad.
Ah, the triad connection.
Yep. And we find out Mia actually owes Sui a debt from, a previous car theft, so she's working it off.
So she's already tied into this world.
Right. But things go sideways fast. Masked attackers storm the place while they're there.
Masked attackers, not the cops.
Nope. Totally different group. They killed Sui and all of his men. It's brutal. Charlie and Mia, they barely managed to escape.
And who are these masked guys?
Well, it turns out they're working with Ching, Sui's lieutenant. And guess what? Ching conveniently disappears just before the attack happens.
Yeah, it sounds like an inside job. A power play.
Definitely smells like it.
Okay, so the plot thickens. Then enters Patrick Walker, Tom Hardy's character.
That's him. He's a homicide detective, but he's got his own stuff going on, family issues, and he's also kind of on the payroll of Lawrence Beaumont.
Beaumont. He's the rich guy running for mayor.
The very same. And here's the twist. Beaumont is also Charlie's father.
No way. The thief's father.
Yep. So when Beaumont hears his son, Charlie, is implicated in Sui's murder, he basically orders Walker, his guy on the inside, to find Charlie and protect him.
Okay, so Walker's caught between his job, his powerful boss, and now his boss's criminal son.
Pretty much. And he gets partnered with a rookie, Ellie, to track down Charlie and Mia.
Right, the rookie partner. Always has an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
What about Walker's background? You mentioned he had issues.
Yeah, it gets deeper. Walker goes to visit Cortez, the wounded narcotics cop, in the hospital, and we learn, they have history.
Oh.
Walker used to be in that same narcotics squad. Vincent, Hayes, Jake, all of them. And apparently they're all getting money from Beaumont.
The mayoral candidate is paying off the whole narcotics squad.
Seems like it. Walker apparently distanced himself after some incident. Something about Vincent killing an undercover cop during a drug heist that went bad.
Yikes. So Walker tried to get out, but now he's being pulled back in. Corruption, past mistakes, it's all tangled up.
Exactly. It adds a lot of layers to his character. Is he trying to do good or just survive?
And just when you think it can't get more complicated.
Right. Sui's mother shows up. And she's not just any grieving mother.
Let me guess, she's connected.
Oh yeah. She's Ching's older sister and a powerful triad leader herself. They call her Mother.
Okay, Mother. Got it. So she's not happy?
Not at all. She confronts Ching about her son, Sui, and Ching, being slippery, blames Charlie.
So he throws Charlie under the bus to save himself.
Looks like it. And Mother believes him, or acts like she does. What does she do? She has Lawrence Beaumont, Charlie's dad, the mayoral candidate, kidnapped right out of his motorcade.
Whoa. So now Walker has to find Charlie and rescue Beaumont. This is getting nuts.
Totally. So Walker follows a lead. It takes him to Mia's uncle, Raoul. This guy apparently forges passports.
Useful skill in this line of work.
Right. Walker leans on him, forces Raoul to set up a meeting. A nightclub. That's where Charlie and Mia are supposed to pick up the fake documents.
A nightclub meeting. I have a bad feeling about this, especially in a Gareth Evans movie.
Your feeling is spot on. It turns into absolute chaos. First, Vincent, Hayes, and Jake the dirty cops show up.
Oh, great.
And Mia recognizes Vincent. She points him out as the guy who actually killed Suri.
So the cops are the killers.
Looks that way. But then, just to make it even crazier, Raoul, Mia's uncle, shows up, and Johnny and Wes, the other thieves, and triads sent by Mother.
Everyone converges on the night call.
Pretty much. It explodes into this massive brawl, then a huge shootout, carnage everywhere.
Who makes it out?
Not many. Hayes the cop is killed. Raoul, Johnny, Wes, They're all dead. Loads of triads, too. Walker somehow manages to escape with Mia and a wounded Charlie.
Just barely, I imagine. But does this chaos clear things up for Walker?
Yeah. It helps him put the pieces together. He realizes Vincent and his crew, they weren't really after Charlie. They wanted the cocaine for themselves.
Ah, so the initial chase was just a pretext.
Sort of. He figures out Vincent is actually working with Ching. Ching had a buyer lined up for the drugs all along.
So Ching's motive wasn't just power, it was pure profit, too. And maybe getting back at Sui for being chosen as leader.
Seems like it. Resentment and greed. Classic combo.
Okay, so Ching is pulling a lot of strings. What's he do next?
He goes to tie up loose ends, which in this movie means something pretty brutal. He goes to the hospital.
Oh no, not Cortez.
Yeah, he murders Cortez and his wife too, just for good measure.
Jeez, that's cold.
Ice cold. But remember Ellie, Walker's rookie partner. Walker had sent her to protect Cortez.
Did she get there in time?
Not to save them, unfortunately, but she's sharp. She pursues Ching and actually manages to capture him.
Good for her. Little bit of justice, maybe.
A little bit. Meanwhile, Walker takes Charlie and Mia somewhere he thinks is safe, his estranged father's remote cabin. Just trying to catch a breath.
But safety is probably temporary in this film.
You know it. The Triad's mother's people, still thinking Charlie killed Suri, they track them down to the cabin.
Another big fight sequence.
Oh yeah, major gun battle. They fight off a lot of attackers, but in the end, Charlie and Mia are captured by the Triads.
And Walker.
Walker ends up facing Mother's top enforcer. This character is just called the Assassin.
Sounds intimidating.
It's a brutal, drawn-out fight. Walker eventually wins, kills the Assassin, but he gets seriously messed up in the process. Badly injured.
So he's down, Charlie and Mia are captured. What happens next?
The climax really ramps up. Mother arrives at the cabin with her bodyguards, and she's got Lawrence Beaumont, Charlie's kidnapped dad, with her.
Oh man, the whole family's there, basically.
Pretty much. And Mother, still convinced Charlie killed her son Sui, does something horrific. She forces Lawrence to play Russian roulette with Mia.
What? No, that's dark.
Super dark. It looks like it's curtains for Mia. But just then,
Ellie arrives. Please say Ellie arrives.
Ellie arrives, and she's not alone. She's got Vincent, Jake, and the captured Ching in tow. She reveals them as the real killers.
Finally, the truth comes out. How does Ching react?
He breaks down, basically, confesses everything, says he orchestrated Sui's death out of jealousy. Because his sister, Mother, chose her son, Sui, to lead the Triad after their older brother died, passing Ching over.
So it was resentment. What happens when Mother hears this?
All hell breaks loose. Again, Jake, the remaining dirty cop, breaks free and tries to shoot Charlie.
No.
But Lawrence, his father, jumps in front of the bullet, shields his son. He dies in Charlie's arms.
Oh, wow. Redemption for the father, in a way.
A tragic one. But it's not over. Ching and the Triads, loyal to him, then turn their guns on Mother and her loyalists. They wipe them all out.
Ching kills his own sister.
Yep. And he wounds Vincent in the chaos, too.
So Ching is trying to take complete control.
Seems like it. But Vincent, wounded but still kicking, retaliates. He shoots Ching dead.
Wow. Okay, so Ching's reign is short-lived.
Very. And Vincent grabs the cocaine and tries to make a run for it.
And Walker, despite being injured.
Walker gives chase. He's not letting him get away.
What about Ellie and Jake?
They have their own final showdown. Jake almost gets the drop on Ellie. He's about to shoot her.
Yeah.
But Charlie, having just seen his father die, shoots and kills Jake. Avenges his dad.
Okay, so Charlie steps up. Good. What about Vincent's escape?
He tries to get away on a train, but Walker catches up to him. More gunfire. Both are hit again.
This is relentless.
It really is. Walker finally manages to shoot and kill Vincent. The cocaine is recovered.
So,
Yeah.
It's over. The main bad guys are dead.
Seems so. The police sirens are getting closer. Ellie's there. She looks at Charlie and Mia.
What does she do? Arrest them.
She makes a tough call. She lets them go, lets them disappear.
Bending the rules?
Yeah. The film ends with Ellie and Walker. He's in really bad shape. He actually tells her, arrest me, take him in.
But she won't.
She refuses. So the final shot is basically Walker looking towards the arriving police cars, his future totally uncertain.
Wow. What a ride. That plot is dense. A lot going on.
Definitely a whirlwind. Action, betrayal, family drama, corruption. It's packed.
Okay, so that's the story. Now let's talk about what the critics thought.
Right.
Because with a movie like this, opinions are probably going to be strong. We picked out 3 reviews.
Right. First up, we have Tom Meek from Cambridge Day. He kind of felt it was a case of style over substance.
Okay, so he liked the look of it.
Yeah, he praised the choreography, the camera work, the usual Gareth Evans strengths. But he felt Evans was maybe too focused on showing off, like, hey, look what I can do, rather than telling a tight story.
Okay. Did he give it a score?
He did. 2 out of 4 stars. So not terrible, but leaning negative.
Yeah. Who's next?
Next is Aglaya Berluti from Hypertextual, and she had a very different take.
Positive.
Extremely positive. She called it much more than an action movie and even labeled it one of the best of the year.
Whoa, high praise. What did she like specifically?
She felt it offered a really fresh perspective on the action genre. She liked the combination of ultra-violence, which Evans is known for, but also what she called experimental visuals. She gave it an A.
An A. Okay, so a complete contrast to the first review. That's interesting.
Definitely shows how divisive it might be.
And the third critic?
That's Dennis Schwartz from Dennis Schwartz Movie Reviews. His view was maybe more down the middle.
How so?
He basically saw the film as revolving around gang vengeance and a dirty cop seeking redemption. Pretty straightforward summary.
And his rating reflected that.
Yeah, he gave it a C, so, average. Not great, not bad, just kind of okay.
So, a real mix then. We've got style over substance, brilliant and innovative, and pretty standard revenge plot.
Exactly. Covers the spectrum.
Based on that and the sheer intensity of the plot we just walked through, how would we rate it? Using that 1 to 5 scale where 1 is the highest.
Tricky. The action sounds top-notch, which is a big plus for this kind of film. But the plot, while complex, might feel convoluted to some, like Tom Meeks suggested. And the critical reception is all over the place.
Yeah, that A from Berluti is strong. But the C and the 2 out of 4 suggest it doesn't land perfectly for everyone. Maybe. A 3 out of 5. Acknowledging the ambition and action, but also the potential narrative issues and mixed reviews.
I think 3 sounds fair. It signals that it's definitely worth watching, especially for action fans, but temper your expectations on the story, maybe. It's clearly a film that sparks discussion.
Agreed. A solid 3. It presents this really intricate web of crime and betrayal, tons of action, but leaves critics and probably audiences with pretty varied feelings.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So what do you think about this plot and these critic takes? Does Havoc sound like your kind of movie? Let us know down in the comments.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts. And also, drop us some suggestions for other movies you want us to review next.
Definitely. And if you found this deep dive helpful, please share it with your fellow movie buffs. Spread the word.
Helps us keep doing what we do.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us here on Spill the Beans podcast. We'll catch you on the next review.
Until then, stay entertained.
And God bless always.